Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Develop a proximity zone. Now, I've talked about that before because I mentioned one of the brothers in my inner circle and stuff, and he could probably actually do. He could probably go far if he decided to do some dating coach videos. This dude's a player, but he talked about proximity, and I had to agree with him because that's the key. Now, you want to develop a proximity zone. You want to develop a proximity zone, especially for the select dudes out there, man. Especially for the select dudes out there, because if you truly select, and it's like I said in a previous podcast, women checking for you already. Women checking for you already. You don't really have to work hard. You just have to pay attention where you going. Yeah, you working out at the gym, somebody in there checking for you. You go to a certain grocery store, got some young women or whatever age women you're looking for, they checking for you. Certain restaurants you go to, they checking for you. You go to the malls or something just to walk through, somebody in there checking for you if they see you enough, you know? What you want to do with the proximity zone is really consciously now, think about where the women are that you find attractive. Because it's one thing if the women checking you out and everything, yeah, that's cool. But, all of them, hopefully all of them, you ain't feeling all of them. Because some of them might not be, they might be a type that you might not feeling. So the first thing is pay attention to every place you go. Every single place you go. Let me say that again. Every single place you go. I'll use an example. Like I said, I go get stuff from random restaurants and everything. They like, hey, how you been? You ain't been in here in a while. Or certain places, oh, we know what you're going to get. This what So okay, you pay attention to that. You want to say, all right, where the women at who I'm really checking for back? Yeah, they all checking me out, but I don't have time to deal with it because you should be working on your own shit anyway, like your business or making more money on your job or just living better. So you don't have time to check out all of them, but it's like, okay, which ones? All right, so you might see some at the gym. Now, some people, they go to the gym and it's just the gym. They don't want to be bothered. Others, they'll say, okay, I'll see what's up. That's a zone right there. So you develop that zone. So you, like I would say, if you in a gym someplace like that where they see you on a constant basis, one of the things you want to do is just kind of sit back and see who comes to you, because you got so many checking you out. And at least publicly, women don't like to share. They'll share, and there's a particular reason why they will share. Well, I'll throw it out there real quick. They'll share, or willing to share, even if you're doing them, as long as you satisfy them fully. And then they'll be open to you dealing with somebody else, and sometimes they even bring somebody else in. I'll probably have to do a separate podcast on that. So anyway, so you pay attention there. That's a zone right there. You just like, okay, this what I'm doing here. This what I'm paying attention. See what's happening. And then if you say you might see some that might frequent a store or a grocery store. It could be like a customer, or it could be like one of the workers. Now if it's a worker, somebody in there, you got to be you just got to pay attention to their customer service with you and then with everybody else. If they talking to all the men the same way they talking to you, that's just her job. But if she's like extra friendly with you, but so with everybody else, or just professional, it's like, oh, okay, let me check this out. Okay, what time she gonna be here? Okay, got all those times clocked and everything. That's another zone. Every single place. I've known people who dealt with women that lived in the buildings they lived in, like or the neighborhoods, depending. Some people, hey, a lot of dudes be doing that. That's a zone for them, though. You gotta determine. Only thing if you living in a building with a bunch of women, or a neighborhood where they close to each other, one of the things you want to do is just sit back and just chill, just see what's up, talk to them, find out what's up, and find out how discreet they can be. That's the important thing. Like I said, some women, they'll share provided you satisfying her, but all of them ain't like that though. And some of them, shoot, you could be satisfying them, making her scream and holler. She's like, well, I ain't sharing this motherfucker, you know. And also it's important in that type of environment that you very clear on who can knock on your door and can't. You gotta be extremely clear. And extremely clear about the situation. Like, you gotta be totally open. You can't be on no bullshit like you trying to be a player. You need to be like, well, okay, you know, I talk to whoever and see whoever. You know? In fact, it's very good to be very dishonest if you're gonna do that. You need to be straight up how you rolling in there. But that's a zone. And you wanna constantly develop it, you know? And it's like you wanna consciously just don't like just be like here and there. It's like, all right, you in the gym or something. And you just say, all right, I'm going to sit back. All right, you might be in like a store or something, or another place might be a mall. Like you see certain people who work certain places, or they walking through at a certain time. You say, all right, you know, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive talking to them. You know, it's like whatever. And it's like now we got social media. That can be a zone for you. You know, it's like, hey, who liking all your pics or something on like IG? Or Facebook. Oh, okay. Boom. You know, that's a zone. But you want to develop that. And then as you develop that, what you'll find is you'll have an abundance of women that you can deal with. All of a sudden, because that's a big thing with a lot of guys. They like, I don't know who I can deal with, or they trying to like, you know, just do random street approaches or something. And unless that random street approach happens to be someplace that you can call a zone, I ain't into it. Unless you specifically say, you know what, whenever I approach women in this environment, good. That can be a zone. But on a personal, most cases, it's not a zone. But you want to develop that. And you want to develop it where you have control, where you dealing with the women on your terms. That's the important thing. See, here's the thing. Let me go off on a little tangent, because a lot of times people hear me say, you know, women choose the men, which players know, pimps know. Anybody who's good with women know it. But when they choose you, all they doing is saying that they open, they interested. That's it. That's it. You still got to be the one. They don't just walk up and say, hey, follow. It don't work that way. A man has to decide he going to choose them back. That's it. So he chooses who he going to deal with on his terms. That's one thing in the proximity zone. You deal with the woman how you feel like dealing with them. Like how you feel like dealing with them. You just don't run in and they like all in your face talking. It's like, oh, I guess I'll go out with her since she's showing it. No. You mean, like, first of all, if you develop a zone, you got an abundance. It's like, you know, you might have 3 in that particular zone, 4 in another one. Shoot, you might have a zone you just have 1. But that's 8 women. So it's like, well, wait a minute. If I got 8 women showing some interest, I can deal with which one I want. You know, that's like if you selling something, right? You selling something. They trying to buy it. You can hold out for whoever giving the best price. And that's how you should look at choosing, right? That's, you know, I want to go off on that tangent. A lot of guys don't understand that basic thing. You got the choice. It's like, oh, who do I want to sell to? Or who do I want to let buy whatever I'm selling? Boom. But that's what the zones are. And as long as you got that, it's like, oh, you always got somebody. It's like, oh, I always got somebody. I go here. Oh, got a couple I can talk to. Go here. A couple I can talk to. All right, but you want to develop that. And once you develop that, then you can live your life on your terms. You ain't spending a lot of time, extra energy chasing. You just have to say, oh, yeah, let me check them out in this zone today. And you really want to check them out when you have to be in that particular zone, you know, when you have to be in that particular zone. If you go into like a mall or something, just go in there when you need to buy something out of there. Boom. So really work on that. Wherever you go, wherever there's women at, develop it into a zone as best as possible. You know, and really it's just being, you know, a lot of it just being friendly, just being, just being social. Just being social. Just be, hey, how you doing? It works wonders. It works wonders, just being like, how you doing? So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.